Hi guys, I'm definitely not a fan of Fenix and criticize them a lot. But finally, they did something that I really like. Second version of TK35UE seems to be a new bestseller, a flashlight that both simple and experienced user will like. In this review, I will show you what to expect from this flashlight. Let's go. You would expect more luxuries and gift package from a flashlight with such quite high price, but you get the usual Fenix cardboard box with good design and printing, usual good package. Kit includes the flashlight itself, a holster, an awesome lanyard, a manual, a warranty card. But kit doesn't include 18650 batteries. That's quite greedy from Fenix to ask around $150 for a flashlight and save on batteries that would cost manufacturer less like $5. However, I see some logic here as well. If you can afford spending that much on this new flashlight, then you can also afford batteries. And here is the flashlight itself. It is not small, and that's good. You get a normal grip, you get enough metal to dissipate heat. The flashlight is radically larger than a pure EDC like Wurkos TS21, but it is quite comparable in size to Saphirn C8G. It is clear that if you would like to carry this flashlight in pocket, that means a jacket pocket, not jeans or pants. Such a pity that there is so few flashlights with such placement of batteries. Fenix TK35 is only third one I've reviewed in like 6 years. Okay, if there are any design changes relative to the previous version, then they are completely insignificant. Both versions of TK35UE have a recognizable brutal appearance of hand grenade with a built-in LED. That is, I think, a design pleasing to the man's eye. I have an endless sympathy for all mechanical switches, and for almost any device I prefer snugly clicking toggle switches and potentiometers over a modern faceless sensor panel. Here is just such a set that pleases my eye and fingers. Set consisting of a direct click power button and a mode switch with built-in LED indicator. This mode switch activates strobe if held and switch modes when clicked. The grip, thanks to the unusual rectangular body shape, is very firm and convenient. The flashlight fits in the hand like a glove. If desired, the clip can be unscrewed and removed, but I don't see any point in this. And I also definitely don't see any point in sticking to 18650, as a pair of 21700s batteries seems to me a reasonable and modern power source. Regardless of this, overall visible workmanship is traditionally perfect. In this regard, I never had any complaints about traditionally high Fenix build quality. The head is massive, the size of some medium power long-range flashlight like the same Saphirn C8G. The comparative photo from the beginning of the review clearly shows how close they are in size. There are some cooling fins, but I evaluate them rather as a decorative element. The bezel is not that tactical with its wide shallow teeth. Underneath are three fairly deep, smooth reflectors with SST40 LEDs, modern LEDs this time. As a reminder, the previous version had one XHP 70.2 LED, so light distribution and brightness were completely different. That's all. I've seen no downsides in design or build quality. I will note that I absolutely don't like that kit doesn't include batteries, and I think that if Fenix decided to update TK35UE, then it would be worth switching to 21700s. The size would have increased only slightly, while the runtime would have actually increased by half. I am totally not a fan of simple and straightforward Fenix user interface, but this time with pair of buttons it doesn't piss me off, and that's actually a normal user interface. You can use it even if you're advanced and experienced user. And now about something good, about light stabilization. Until recently, lots of Fenix hand flashlights haven't good brightness stabilization. Fortunately, now situation is as it should be, and TK35UE version 2 performs flawlessly, no complaints at all. It works for a long time, and despite the fact that there is less metal in the body, it perfectly sustains high modes. I was afraid that it would be way worse. I was really afraid about this. As for the light as such, the flashlight provides the clearest and most convenient combination of side light and throw. This is exactly sort of versatility that most people look for from flashlight. You can work comfortably both indoors and outdoors. The only thing that was once again damn unpleasant to see was the expected green tint. That's sort of cold white flashlight, but is really green tint of this cold white flashlight. Usually that pisses me off because I consider it stupidity and greedily to substantially sacrifice the quality of light for the sake of an insignificant, visible only in specification, increase in brightness. But the rest of the overall usability of the flashlight, of light stabilization, of light distribution, of grip, of everything actually outweighed the impression of this green tint that I usually hate. It obviously looks ugly if you point the flashlight on something like white bricks or snow, but to be honest, outdoor with some trees and green grass around, this green tint of light even can give the deceptive impression that the light of the flashlight is warmer than it is in reality, even not sort of cold white but closer to neutral white. And actually the target audience of Fenix is a simple user who doesn't care about such stuff like color temperature if know about it at all. Fenix TK35UE version 2 quite confidently closes a couple of hundreds meters distance, and it looks like it will be quite helpful up to 300 meters, which I think is an excellent result for this size and optics. In my opinion, it is already necessary to take specialized long-range flashlight to work at a distance of over a couple of hundreds meters. This is so rare occasion when I got new flashlight from Fenix and it suits my needs of experienced user. I really like this model, and actually I expected it would be way worse than it is in reality. I will start, however, with the facts that I don't like to finish my review in a positive way. The flashlight deserves it. Not including the battery to a kit of such an expensive flashlight is just so cheap from Fenix. Fortunately, a couple of super cheap low current lithium batteries gives you almost all the same. The second objective moment is the green tint of the light. This is of course unpleasant, especially when directly compared with cold light without these parasitic shades, not to mention when you compare it with something normal of like 5000 kelvins or even high cry light. SST have this color temperature, I mean 5000 kelvins, and light would be damn better if it was not cold white. But here I try to be objective again. This ugly tint is unpleasant to me and to other experienced users who know stuff and own lots of flashlights with different color temperature. But again, we are not the persons whom Fenix make their flashlights for. We are not the target audience. And the representative of this target audience is a simple user who needs just one or two flashlights, reliable, bright and easy to operate, which Fenix undoubtedly provides. And such a user doesn't give a damn about all this stuff at all, about flexible user interface, about color temperature, about high cry and stuff. And well, I will also note that it will take a well-trained eye of an experienced user to notice this green tint when use flashlight outdoor in summer. It is surprisingly deceptive light actually. And user interface here is a subjective thing. It is quite simple here again, as usually with Fenix flashlight, but with two buttons. It no longer irritates me that much as a straightforward Fenix user interface usually does. Moreover, you can organize a kind of instant access to minimum brightness and turbo at the same time. All in all, quite tolerable. And price. Okay, price tag for 3SST40 and the ability to use a pair of batteries? Too much for me. However, Fenix are always not cheap, and this model will find its buyer even with such a price tag. This user will pay more, but this flashlight will cover all his needs for many years to come. Fenix TK35UE version 2 will do it, I bet. And now about what I like. Fenix TK35UE version 2 looks impressive. It has secure and comfortable grip. The brightness and light distribution make the flashlight quite practical both for working at near range, well, it's simply not that inconvenient to be more precise, and at a medium distance. Moreover, this flashlight is far from being useless at long range. Here I estimate the maximum useful distance at about like 300 meters, which just covers most of the usual needs for long range flight. This is exactly versatility in a good way. The brightness is fully stabilized, and two batteries give you very good runtime life even in high mode. And regardless of the model, I will mention again the reliability of Fenix flashlights. In this sense, I've never had a reason to complain. That is actually all. Feel free to comment if you like this flashlight or not, and I appreciate if you share your opinion if you already own this flashlight. And of course, I also appreciate if you like this video and click bell and subscribe the channel not to miss new reviews. Bye!